Is this crypto crash really the end or just another head fake? I'm breaking down past cycles, decoding the CME futures chart where the real clues are, and digging into the global liquidity index. What's the Fed up to this month? And stick around for a wild Trump conspiracy theory that just might hold water. Could he be tanking the markets in order to get Powell to cut interest rates? Anyways, let's get into it. I'm gonna show you why I don't think it's over. CME futures chart, okay? Recently, right, more or less, this whole area it started, right? The first gap started November 8th, was made on November 8th, right? And then the second one was made here on the 24th of February. And during that time, there have been more, right? On the drop down to here, on the way up, there's just been more. So there's how I see it. This is where the action is going to be. All right, we are getting close to completely closing this gap. This gap closes completely at just under 78,000. All right, we got really close, 78,200. So I'm thinking we're gonna close it. All right, do we drop below it? It's possible, but I think we're gonna spend some time here in this area, okay, between 93,000 and 78,000. 78,000. Okay, I think maybe the next area of like a consolidation like this is going to be here. For how long? I'm not sure. All right, but I still hold on to my thesis. I still believe that the bull run is still on. Okay, this could be like a not even a bear season, because you have to understand. All right, Bitcoin's, and I've mentioned this already in previous videos, this drop right now is at 28%. Bitcoin has had drops, and I've shown in previous videos, as low as like 60%, guys, during a bull market. Okay, I'm talking about during a bull market. Right there shows 50% at 57,000. I don't think it drops there. I don't know that we lose this area, but this is the area of interest right now. This is the area that I've been looking at right now and seeing more or less where it does start forming, the high, the low, and then it just kind of goes sideways for a little bit. All right, that's where I can see the most information is on that CME futures gap, and I mean the CME futures chart. And I haven't looked at this chart in a while. Okay, I mean I didn't see this because we were up here, right? I knew it was here because I've charted it, right, when it happens, and I do keep track of when the gaps happen. But then we didn't see a gap. All right, well, right here, there's a gap right there on the 16th of December, but that was closed 2 days later. Nothing too much, right? Those are really close gaps right around here. But then as this drop happened, it reminded me, a guy, Crypto Ron, reminded me of this gap that it was still here. I'm like, oh yeah, it could as this starts moving down, it could definitely come down and close this, right? So, and then all these gaps started happening, and so now I'm thinking, okay, well, this areas of interest, right? This areas of interest. I did think, as I was analyzing more, that this area right here, this whole area right here, was really devoid of a lot of action, right? It was just a void, right? And so I think it just needed to fill this area. That's why we're seeing gaps, and I think this is more or less where I think it's going to play for a little bit before I think personally the next move up. Okay, why do I think that? I mean, there's so many bullish catalysts there, guys. Let's get into those bullish catalysts right now, right? The first one is global liquidity. I will mention that there's a lot of information on X, okay, on X regarding a lot of stuff. There's a lot of crap information too, but there's a lot of good stuff on X, especially information regarding crypto that happens, like all the states in the United States, the whole U.S. government. I mean, they're making Bitcoin a strategic reserve, all the things that they're looking at regarding Bitcoin, and by extension crypto, guys. Okay, all that stuff is gonna cause eventual more money to come in, and a lot of money, because we're talking about these entities that have not even a few 100,000. They have millions, and some of them probably billions, guys. And that money is going to find its way into crypto, into Bitcoin, okay, into crypto, and that's going to cause things to pop up. I know right now, as we see Bitcoin dropping, you don't see it, but let me show you some things. By the way, X today dropped. There was like a cyber attack on it. It just got back up and running. But every day, every couple of hours, I see stuff more and more bullish stuff on X, and I do try to post it. So if you want to follow me, Fred Velez Crypto, I do post all crypto related stuff, all things that I think are super important for you to know. Okay, obviously my videos too, but there's just been a whole host of positive bullish information. All right, the market hasn't responded. Okay, let's look at some stuff that indicates, and this one I'm sure you've seen recently a lot. I've seen it a lot too. Recently, people talking about this is the liquidity index, global liquidity index. Okay, let me make it so it's like this. So obviously it's been a lot higher, right? But after this move, this final drop right here, okay, we see this move up, right? Now let's close it up a little bit. We see this move up right here, right? As Bitcoin's been dropping, but Bitcoin kind of lags to this apparently, from what I understand. So this has kind of a head start. So this move up right here could be an indicator. Okay, global liquidity index means how much money is in the world economy, right? How much money is sloshing around in there. So one of the ingredients for Bitcoin when it goes up is that the money is also increasing in the system. Okay, because the more money that there is, the more discretionary money people will have, and they'll want to spend it on risk assets. Okay, investors will want to spend it on risk assets. It becomes a risk on environment because they look at all this money and they're like, yeah, let me invest it and make more. Okay, and so this right here, this global liquidity index indicates that since Bitcoin does lag a little bit, eventually I think Bitcoin will turn around and move back up because global liquidity is rising. Okay. You see lags behind it, and now let's take a look here. All right, what we're looking at is all the bull markets. Okay, this was the red one was 2013, the green one, the blue one is 2017. Right here, this one. The green one is just the most recent one, last cycle, 2021. Okay, which you'll see, I'll show you, is kind of an outlier. It's kind of strange. And then the one that we're in currently, right now, 2024. Okay, all right, so this is where we are in comparison. Obviously these things started taking off, right? 13 was where we are right now in comparison to where we are right now. So let's do that. We're almost right here. All right, so 2013 we were right here basically. If we took 2013 and put it in today's standards, right, comparison to where we are right here. All right, I hope you understand what I'm talking about. This is where we are, where we were in that cycle currently. If we take today's day and just kind of transpose it right here, we're right here. Okay, we still had all this way to go in 2013, so it hadn't topped out yet. Okay, see, it tops out right around there. All right, so we still have all that space. If Bitcoin were to go on a run in the next few days, something like that could definitely happen. I'm not saying it's probable, but my point is that even in this bull run, the top happened a lot later than where we are right now. Okay, all of them actually. Look at this one. This one happened way after. This was the 2017 bull run, right? Way after. We still have all of this space, and then a couple hundred more days, right? The rest of the year, okay, to match that. That would make sense, right? This is where we are in that cycle right here. Okay, look what happened. All right, around this time, it had a mid-cycle top, and then it started dropping on that mid-cycle top all the way down to COVID. All right, which this would be yet to happen. So we're having like kind of a drop later, right? Not even, because comparatively, all right. So like right around here, and then it just started dropping. COVID happened, and then after that, okay, so somewhere around here, somewhere around day 375 compared to where we are right now, around day 325 ish, right? So like another 50 days, it started moving up, and then it didn't stop moving up until it peaked out in day, if I use, the day that we're at right now, day 528. All right, so 200-ish days left before top. Okay, all right, and now let's take a look at the weirdest one, which is 2021. Okay, now it did top right here, but it also topped later than where we are right now. Okay, see that? Day 300, like in 20 days from now, right? If it was to be the same cycle, in 20 days from now it would top. But this is why it's an outlier. It dropped, you can see, right? And then it topped again. It did a double top on day like 200 something days later. 340, yeah, like 200-ish days later. 200 days later, it did another top. All right, and then it went to the bear market. Okay, so that is also another couple of 100 days away, right? So it's very similar to this one in the sense that more or less we're top, but it topped the second time here, right? So all of these are different, right? All of these cycles are different, but they have certain characteristics, right? Similar characteristics, and they all have a top, all right? This is not the top. This is not the top, all right? I've done videos where I've shown these different datas, okay? I'm not going to get into them right now. Bicycle top indicator, golden ratio multiplier, Puel multiple, some of these, right? MBRV score, and showing that also it's not the top. This is the stock to flow model, although this one is poo-pooed upon by a lot of people. But I mean, I'm sure it's approximately. None of these models are going to be right always, all right? But I mean, if a lot of them are saying similar things, then I'm gonna go with that, okay? And a lot of them are saying similar things, guys, right? Look, as Bitcoin's dropping now, especially this one. This one's huge, okay? You know what else is a huge one? The DXY. That the DXY is dropping. Let me get rid of this, the global liquidity index. That the DXY is dropping. That's big, okay? And Trump wants that. And now, let me talk about that conspiracy theory, okay? The Federal Reserve meeting, I think, is on the 19th. Let me just double check. I think it's on the 19th or 18th. 18th through the 19th. All right, the 18th through the 19th, and they're going to decide regarding cuts, regarding rates. What are they going to do? Okay, now the conspiracy theory, as I mentioned, is that Donald Trump is tanking these markets, okay, because the Dow Jones is looking scary. We're at support, okay? The NASDAQ is looking scary. We dropped the support area right here, right? Same thing, this and the NASDAQ. The S&P 500 losing the support area right here, okay? And these markets are important, okay? It could be something like this, right? But as you can see, is this happening? Is Trump orchestrating something, right? I mean, obviously he doesn't have the power to drop markets, but I mean, he can, I'm sure he can manipulate. I mean, they can manipulate, right? Is he purposely tanking the markets so that the Fed will look at this and be like, damn, we need to cut rates, right? Come February 18th or 19th, right? And if that's the case, and if he can do that, I'm not saying they will. I mean, the Fed seems to be holding steadfast in the fact that they're not gonna, not yet. It's not time. Anything could happen, but you know, if it does happen, right, I could see a big turnaround on that cut, right? I could see that as a catalyst to at least get back into these zones and at least come towards the upper part of this channel, which would, you know, same thing for like the Dow Jones, okay, and the S&P 500. All right, at support, get back up top to all new all-time highs. It could take a little bit, guys. It could take a little bit. I'm not saying this thing will happen from one day to the next, but it could take a little bit. And the Fed meeting is like a week away, 8-9 days away. All right, so let's see what happens. If the Fed cuts, I would expect a stronger reversal, everything to move up more, okay? But the ingredients are there, okay? The ingredients are there. There are some things that again we got to look at: the Dow Jones, NASDAQ, S&P, Standard & Poor's. All right, the ingredients are there. We still have time. We still have time to make a top, okay, in this year, where I think it's going to happen, okay? 200 days, all right? We're 3 months in already into this year. So, I mean, the end, Q4 of 2020, of 2025 is when I think it'll happen. Could it extend a little later? Could it happen a little earlier? Yes. I mean, none of this is set in stone, but I mean, history doesn't match up completely, right? History doesn't repeat, but it often rhymes. So something like this is what we can expect this little purple thing to do, right? And I think this outlier is so strange in many ways that I think this one will surprise a lot of people. The top, it's not going to be up here, right? Relatively speaking, but it'll be higher. It'll be higher than this one, percentage wise, I think, right? So I think when it's all said and done, we'll see a top somewhere between the blue and the green, not under the green. Okay, let's see if I'm right. I think I am. I know a lot of people are scared. My own team is scared, and I'm like, well, it's understandable. It's understandable. There's a lot of stuff, man. You read this stuff, and you know, some people are bullish, like me. Some people are very negative, bearish. All right, but I'm bullish, I think, for the right reasons. I'm not bullish for emotions, and I'm not bullish because I think it'll get more views. Okay, I don't care. I do care about that, but I don't care that of that. I don't care about that enough to the point where I'm gonna sacrifice what I believe, right? The truth, right? My truth. for views, for any of that. No way. I'd rather not do this at all, because I don't need to do this, right? Okay, what else did I want to bring your attention? All right, yeah, no, that's it, man. Money's going back into the system. Things are looking all right. Believe me, things are looking all right in other aspects. Okay, the DXY is dropping. What we need the Dow Jones, the Nasdaq, and the S&P to turn around. But I mean, hey, that Fed meeting is happening, and maybe that Trump conspiracy theory, you know, that he's tanking the markets to force the Fed's hand, could turn out to be true. Let's see what happens. Okay, if not, no big deal. Eventually, we will turn around. Okay, we do have time, all right? And I think we will close between somewhere, top out between these two areas. So I'm thinking 250,000, and then altcoins, obviously, you know, they're gonna outperform, right? It's not, memes aren't dead. None of that is true. Even these plays out here that I've mentioned to you guys, like Alchemist AI, they're gonna explode at some point. The good ones, right? Not all of them. There's a lot of crap, but Alchemist AI is gonna explode, right? The memes that I mentioned, you know, Megals on, look how much they're dropping. Toshi, right? Approaching this line. Keycat way down here, right? Approaching like this area right here. Dogging me. Same thing, right? Hey, it happens. These things will turn around. These things will do this. They'll be back up here, right? Because they're good projects. Bitcoin brings everything back up. Okay, people start getting really bullish. There's a lot of money going to be going into Bitcoin, right? And then eventually they're going to be going into these projects too, man. Believe that. Just got to take it day by day, guys. Got to take it day by day. If this is driving you crazy, then maybe this is not for you, all right? But if you can handle this, the rewards are gonna be amazing. If you can handle this, the rewards are gonna be amazing. Right now, I'm thinking to myself, damn, man, how can I get more money to put in these markets? Because I know I would make a killing right now, positioning myself now, and the killing is made now. Positioning yourself now is when the killing is made, but you have to wait for the payoff to happen at the end of the year, months from now, okay? And people just aren't willing to do that because there's a lot of stuff in crypto. There's a lot of negativity that comes into crypto, and people get scared because of the volatility, and they let their emotions get the best of them. Some of them just have vested interest, and some of them are just people that want to see the world burn. They want negative things to happen, so they're coming from that slant, guys. So keep all that stuff in mind. Hang in there. Everything's gonna be all right. Don't worry about it. All right. Don't look at your portfolio. Don't look at your portfolio right now. Just wait. Things will turn around if you have no capital. But if you have capital, you're so lucky. Put it in. Invest correctly. And at the end of the year, you're gonna be extremely happy. All right. Leave it there, guys. If you can, please like, please subscribe, please leave a comment. Trying to grow this channel. All that stuff really does help. With all that said, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one. Peace.